Guru Nation, we are live. So, doing a monitoring visit out here in my old finally opening up our new site out here. We're merging two of our smaller sites into a bigger site. So, I'll be making more trips here to Orange County soon, but I wanted to go through a couple questions. So, actually got a couple good ones. People texting me. By the way, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. If you don't know what to comment, just put robot emoji. It does help with the algorithm a lot. So here's somebody. This is actually an interesting question. Usually I see this the opposite way, and by the way, guys, let me know where you're watching from, what you're drinking, okay, and where in the world you're watching. Hopefully they keep it down, but you know how dogs are. Sometimes they don't cooperate. Thank you, Christine. Thank you for the new look. What new look? This is my same old look. It's the same old me, Christine. What are you talking about? Much appreciated. So today's question comes from somebody who says, "Hey, I just had an internship for a local site in Texas. My boss had me watch your 5-hour crash course and several videos. I was wondering if a CRC or CRA could transfer to the United Kingdom with good prospects in research, or if the jobs are completely different here internationally." So this they're British. They moved to the U.S., never worked in the U.K. as an adult. They moved to the U.S. as a kid, and they're thinking about moving back. So unfortunately for you, right, you're in the best country, United States, with the best prospects for clinical research in the world. And so you're going to go from a place with abundance to a place that's still abundant, but a little bit more scarce. So that's something you got to consider. Okay, there in United Kingdom, a lot of the positions are academic and hospital institution based. Cold Brew Gazelle, thank you so much. So we got dogs trying to. Dogs almost escaped. So we got Precious watching from Texas. How's it going, Precious? South Africa in the house. So look, this is the thing with the United Kingdom. It's kind of when you contrast it with the United States, you're going from private industry dominated research to academia dominated research. A little bit tougher of a transition. So it's not impossible. There are people that have done it, um, but it's much easier to go the opposite way from the UK to the US or Canada because you're going from, and Canada's a little bit different. Canada's a little bit more like the UK, but not as bad. Not as bad, dominated by academia and nationalized research. Okay, Latvia. Wow, we got Latvia here. Just wondering, have you had any study with all screen failure? Yes, I have, Rayness. So Rayness is asking, have you ever had a study with all screen failures? Because I just had a study with 8 screen failures and no eligible patients. I know the feeling. Actually, this is something that's not discussed enough in research. So 2 years ago, right before the pandemic, 3 years ago, at one of my sites, we took on a depression study. And I kid you not, we had like 18 or 19, maybe even 20 screen failures. And we did not have one randomization. So thankfully, in our contract, we got paid for all screen failures. But the payment for a screen failure compared to a patient who gets randomized, gets enrolled, and then makes their visits on as per protocol. The payment is it's not the same thing. You're not talking. It's not the same business model. Even we got lucky that we got all of our screen failures reimbursed, because that's usually they put you on a ratio. But man, the frustration, and what made it worse, it was a depression study, and the study involved not just our staff doing the psychometric rating assessments, but it involved one of the sponsors, what they call central raters. So all patients had to go through us first and through our staff for the psychometric assessments. Then they had to go through the central rater. And when they got to the central rater, and by the way, the sponsor on this study where I'm talking about, they were expecting a 90% screen fail rate. So 9 out of 10 patients you bring in, they're going to screen fail, and that's because their raters were very picky. They were essentially cherry picking the symptoms of the patients, which that's a whole nother podcast in and of itself. But yeah, that's not fun. So Rainus, I know exactly what you're talking about. 8 screen failures is nothing. Look at your contract. Hopefully you're getting reimbursed. It really sucks when you have a ratio of screen failures that you need. Okay, Shima, how's it going, Shima? Nice to see you. Adalgo, how are you doing? Watching from the United Kingdom. Awesome. Precious doing great. Thank you for creating this forum. Adalgo says you are right and lowly paid here in the UK as well. See, I'm going to send this video to the person asking the question, because they might just want to stay here. If you're a consultant, it's okay. I know people who, but that's not for people starting out. For my study, the phase was a phase 2. This was a phase 2 study. Raina says, thank you. Shima, thank you so much. Cherry picking should not be allowed by us. Christine, they all do it. Look at the inclusion exclusion criteria. They are getting pickier for who they want in their studies than ever before. This is why there is a need for more sites and more patients, because in reality, I'm not saying all of them, and the FDA doesn't allow it that much either, but they do allow to a certain extent some cherry picking. And this is kind of a negotiation that the sponsors have between the sponsors and the FDA. So yeah, it shouldn't be allowed, but just look through most IE criteria. You'll see some do it worse than others, and it's a negotiating thing with the FDA that the sponsors they would like to cherry pick all their patients so that the results show favorable results, efficacy and safety. But the FDA is like, no, we're not going to allow that, but we'll allow this. So there's always a negotiation going on. Everything's negotiation in research, no matter if you're a site level, if you're a CRA, if you're a sponsor, if you're the FDA, everything's a negotiation. Vladimir says hello. CA, hello, Vladimir. We had a study with 19 screen failures and 3 inclusions, so 3 randomizations. Christine says, true, great point. Yeah, I'm going to probably go live in a few hours, so I'll be back, guys. I'm actually waiting for somebody to join me on a Zoom call right now. But in about a few hours, I'll be back. Keep your questions coming, and catch you then. Bye-bye.